The president talked about parents and businesses having a contingency plan in case more children need to stay home from school. Do you know exactly what he means by contingency plan?
Yes, I do. For example, that a parent whose child's school is closed out of a precaution or because there has been a confirmed case of flu should not take that child then to a daycare center. They're going to have to take them home. And the hope is that the employers will be generous in terms of how they treat that employee's necessary action of taking the child home and not being at work. And so the urging is the contingency plans the businesses should have if this hits in a way that their employees have to care for their children.
Jake Tapper asked the president if he thought that the previous administration had sanctioned torture, and this is how the president responded.
I believe that waterboarding was torture, and I think that whatever legal rationales were used, it was a mistake.
There was a couple times that Jake tried to get an answer from the president and wasn't quite able to. So let me ask you, do you think that the Bush administration sanctioned torture?
I think the Bush administration misread the law, justified the action which both the president and I believe to be torture on a faulty rationale. So I think they were mistaken in their judgment as to whether or not it constituted torture. We believe it was torture. We've ended the practice.
There's a lot of talk about, and you all have talked a lot about, the economy with what's going on, of course. And the economy shrank at an alarming rate, 6.1% in the first quarter. Is it going to continue in this rate before it gets better, Vice President?
I think unemployment is going to continue this rate before it gets better, but I don't think the economy is likely to continue at this shrinking at this rate. Remember that we said it was an alarming rate, but it wasn't an unpredictable rate. We've been in office for a third of this quarter, or 2/3 of this quarter, and the plans we have put in place to begin to turn this economy around are going to take some time. So it wasn't a shock. Disappointing that it grew, that it shrunk at that number.
Well, let's end as they did at the press conference on a bit of a lighter note. The president, when he was asked about what surprised, troubled, enchanted, and humbled him, this is what the president said last night.
Surprised, troubled.
I've got, what was the first one?
Surprised.
Surprised.
Troubled.
Troubled.
Enchanted.
Enchanted, nice.
And humbled.
We won't make you have to write it down, but we'll do a little lightning round. So what has surprised you in your first 100 days?
What surprised me is the pace. I've been in Washington a long time. The pace of decisions that had to be made. What has troubled me is the failure of us to get the kind of cooperation we'd hoped we'd get on some major issues with some of our Republican colleagues. There seemed to be, at least at the outset, a determination not to cooperate. I'm hopeful that's going to change. We continue to reach out, but I was a little surprised that on the big ticket items that we're facing in terms of crisis, there might have been a little more cooperation. But this is early.
And enchanted you?
My wife on the night of the inauguration.
And humbled you.
She was gorgeous.
She was.
What's humbled me is as you walk out, I mean, everywhere I go, crowds spontaneously assemble. They start to cheer, whether I go to a play on Broadway or I'm going home to Wilmington, Delaware. I walk on the train, people stand up and clap. I mean, it's humbled me that it's not about me. It's about, I think, the hope and expectation they have for our administration. But it's spontaneous everywhere I've gone around the country, and it really is humbling. It makes you realize people are really banking on us, changing the day, and it really is. It is humbling.
I'm sure it is. Well, Vice President Joe Biden, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day.
Thank you, Robin. Thanks a lot.